Tracker dogs trained to detect even the faintest scent tirelessly patrol the vast landscapes where rhinos roam. Aerial surveillance conducted by expert pilots provides crucial oversight, allowing for rapid response to any potential threats. Each rhinoceros is equipped with tracking chips embedded in their horns, ensuring their movements are monitored in real time. Cameras hidden throughout the bush capture valuable footage, aiding in research and surveillance efforts. On the ground, 3 monitoring rangers traverse the terrain in specialized vehicles, while 3 armed rangers remain on standby, ready to intervene at a moment's notice. However, perhaps the most vital component of rhinoceros protection in Kenya is the surrounding community. Acting as the first line of defense, local residents are empowered to report any suspicious activity, effectively creating an impenetrable barrier around the endangered creatures. Through this collective effort, the rhinoceros in Kenya receives unparalleled protection, offering hope for their continued survival in the face of adversity.
The reason for keeping protection on especially the rhinos is that it is one of the critically endangered, as I have mentioned. And until recently, the poaching and illegal killing of rhinos was really rampant, not only in Kenya, but worldwide. And being killed illegally as a result of beliefs in its horn, people believe in the worth of its horn, and it's illegal trained. And that means almost decimated the population of black rhinos in Kenya. And as a result of rampant protection, as a result of engagement with the locals and especially the communities, the awareness levels has really gone up. And we have seen tremendous increase in rhino population, especially the black rhino. And until now, actually, we can talk of 1,004 in total of black rhinos in Kenya. This is not just as a result of maybe government protection or conservancies work. It's actually a holistic approach, engaging the communities, raising awareness levels, and more so, those who are able to engage and innovate in technology.
The high-end monitoring technology is weaved into one web-based platform identified as the Earth Ranger. Monitoring vast areas can be a daunting task for park managers. Earth Ranger's technology, including vehicle and animal tracking devices, helps bridge this gap. Earth Ranger, the platform, collects, integrates and displays all historical and available data, giving managers a unified view of patrols, enforcement assets and infrastructure within the protected areas, and besides the rhino, assists in the monitoring of other collared wildlife. All these being coordinated from a joint operations communications center.
Actually, what we have seen in the last few years is the effectiveness of data collection and management, and then communication. That's really been enabled by the technological advancement. Tools like camera traps that can be able to take pictures, and you are able to service that and see rhino so and so was seen here in the last 3 hours, and that communication. All this has enabled our sighting frequency of rhinos, both white and black, to be very, very at a good level, high. We are now talking about 2 days, 2.5 days maximum of sighting frequency of a rhino.
For a place like Lewa Conservancy and the larger Lewa ecosystem, just like any other wildlife protected area, wildlife managers are expected to keep track of wildlife, as well as rangers, to be sure that patrols are being carried out in the most efficient manner. But it can be difficult to follow all ranger activity, especially when rangers are far out in the field. Without the benefit of technology, teams are required to maintain paper-based reports and sort them for record keeping, which can be bulky. Reports can easily be lost or destroyed by natural conditions in the field, leading to gaps in data and an incomplete picture of activity in the protected area.
For one, we have also engaged patrol teams and equipped them with monitoring gadgets, especially enabled by the LoRa, long-range wide area network that we have implemented here. These patrol tools include a small gadget that a patrol team can carry. You just give it an individual, and then you give an individual ranger a section to monitor. You as a manager sitting there behind the screens, you are able to tell which area within the rangeland or within Lewa is being frequently patrolled and which area is not being frequently patrolled. This is just not manual, it's just digital. And you can be able to query, why is the southern line not patrolled for the last 3 days? And that one, you are able to deploy people to have a look on what is happening there.
Prior to 2015, before the introduction of the software Earth Ranger, for sighting and monitoring of wildlife, one had to do it manually, and such equipments were actually necessary for that. But with the coming of Earth Ranger, it is now a game changer in matters conservation, monitoring and sighting of wildlife.
Look at the fence. When it comes to fence monitoring, we have also technological innovations. We have come up with sensors that we have put on the gates, and we can be able to tell what areas of the fence the power is fluctuating, which areas the fence is broken, and we are able to intervene with the speed.
The Earth Ranger platform has cracked the headache of mapping the animal movements, which has not only enabled wildlife managers to identify areas with fishy activities, but also tell when an animal's health is at stake.
Historically, we know the areas that we've had problem with the poaching, especially for the elephants in northern Kenya. So we know in December, November, when it's raining to the eastern side, elephants are likely to move into those directions. And we've been able to tell that they are moving to that direction because of the tracking. So security is the other thing that triggers movement of elephants. Because in northern Kenya, with the tracking or through this device, we've seen elephants maybe moving for a longer distance in a very short space of time. So we normally check on those unusual movement of elephants. If they hear maybe like gunshots, the whole herd can move very fast. Maybe from Isiolo they can go to Samburu. So whenever we see such a thing happening, we can deploy teams from where that herd originated to the current location to check on the herds. For example, here on Lewa, we've not had any poaching incident of a rhino. The last one we had was in the year 2019 up to now. So with Earth Ranger, the Earth Ranger has really helped us a lot in terms of protecting these wildlife species, because the response time now is, we can respond very quickly. We can see there is a lot of effectiveness in terms of the teams, because once you deploy them, you can see them where they are. So technology has really helped in terms of protecting these species, the rhino species.
The same information has also proved useful in handling human-wildlife conflict by predicting the animal patterns and even observing the direction they take.
And we have really been able to come up with their way of behavior and especially movement, how they utilize the rangeland, how they move. Look at the lions, for example. When we are talking about human-lion conflict, and we are able to call out one of the few coalitions, a leader in one of the coalitions, we are able to monitor that coalition of lions and see if they are frequently being associated with killing livestock. For example, we are able to see their movement, how they behave during the day, how they move at night, and that direction we are able to deploy a few rangers to be able to take care of there is so and so coalition around the southern boundary. Please be on the watch, and that one can also go to the grazers or people around that area. Please, this area we have some lions here, so be aware. Don't bump on their way. They can have your livestock killed. That way, we are able to tell them, because we can monitor their behavior, their locality, their dispersal.
If an elephant knocked the fence and went to maybe into Mbori or Ngarendare forest, we can be able maybe to see it. If it's collared, we can see it moving, and we can send the team, the human-wildlife conflict team, to go and push it back. Yes. But in those remote areas like the Marsabit and all those other areas, we don't push them. We can deploy a team.
human-wildlife conflict, we have been able to put that to a very, very minimal number currently. During drought, we see quite frequent breakages of fences by elephants. That's the only time we have a high of human-wildlife conflict. But the good thing is, our surrounding communities are quite aware that these aspects do happen, and we don't manage them alone. We work very closely with the Kenya Wildlife Service. Here on Lewa, we have even formed a human wildlife response team, which is a full equipped unit with a vehicle, with radios, with LoRa gadgets and sensors, and the vehicle is well tracked with the LoRa.
This information is also helping ecologists like him in the ecosystem observe the environment with less data interference through human error.
Now we are receiving information automatically. Actually, not only that, we have the LoRa network we have here has enabled us also to monitor even weather conditions, even report on rainfall. We are using automated rain gauges. Once the rainfall, like last night, every automated rain gauge is sending the information to Earth Ranger automatically. Before then, it was people who would go and read the manual rain gauge. Sometimes they might read it, make mistakes in relaying that data. Collecting that data effectively using manual was difficult. Analyzing it, you see some fluctuations.
If well adopted by other conservancies and national parks and reserves, technology and innovation cures some of the basic problematic issues surrounding conservation and preservation of wildlife and ecosystems. And this plays a huge part in the flourishing of Mother Nature.
We've actually been in touch with other conservancies in northern Kenya that have already also installed. And we have actually Earth Ranger platform that is now able to connect from one conservancy to another. We call it Earth Ranger to Earth Ranger. And if you look at our Joint Operations Command Center, Joint Operation Communication Command Center, you will see how the information is streaming from other conservancies, like for example, Sera Community Conservancy. You will see Lewa, you will see Borana, and we are able to communicate even with give information of any aspect of poaching, any suspicious movement of people within or outside the conservancy. We are able to bring that information together, analyze it. And if need be, we pass that information to our other agencies like the Kenya Police and the Kenya Wildlife Service. They are able to use it to get that kind of information, and they make their decision.
For Voice of Nature, I'm David Kagina.